Hi from London, and just wanted to show you in central London today. People seem to be ignoring this lockdown now. They're coming onto the street, and any law that they make is becoming irrelevant. And basically, people are coming out because it's so hot. They like the sun. And there's a Steve Baker MP this morning who said in Parliament that no government should ever have the right to do this to an economy, to destroy so many businesses, to destroy so many lives under the guise of a virus. Whatever you might think about the virus, you don't solve one problem by causing umpteen manifold other problems. And destroying the economy, you're destroying the wealth, you're destroying the health. Wealth is health. And I never thought I'd live to see a time like this, when it's not just unilateral. This is happening across the world, United States, everywhere. I mean, it's beyond a conspiracy. It's fact. See that? This is what we used to do to people who were considered to be traitors. See that? There's a few people, I think, a lot of people like to stick in there, waiting for the vultures to come. That's the original Clink Prison Museum. You've been in there. It's great to hire for parties. But I mean, the main effect, not just on the economy, the main effect of all this has been to put everyone in a certain mental state, whoever they are, however they're trying to cope with this. And that mental state, a lot of it is caused by the incredible amount of audio-visual gobbledygook, what is known as Psyops, psychological operations, that the government's putting out to control people's behaviour. I mean, the government is using a number of psychological bodies, including Mindscape and Institute for Behavioural Change, and a number of psychological bodies to manipulate and control people's thinking and behaviour. And that wouldn't be necessary if this was a serious problem, because, as I saying, the evidence speaks for itself. You don't need to manipulate people's behaviour to become something else when reality will sculpture that behaviour. And they're spending millions of taxpayers' money on these Sage, etc., to give us all these crazy theories about social distancing, to impose draconian rule, basically. It's not working. People want freedom, people want life, people want to you cannot have a life without risk. There's a risk in everything. There's a risk in marriage. There's a risk in walking down the street if an asteroid comes. There's a risk in being in a building. If you stay in the building long enough, the building will collapse around you. So a life without risk, if you're going to go through life worrying about risk all the time, life becomes pointless. Part of the exhilaration of life is to have risk, calculated risk. This government is trying to give you the impression that you can live without risk. That isn't possible. Life isn't like that. We're all volatile to a degree. And what's causing a lot of people mental health issues is not knowing when this is going to end, whether it's going to carry on indefinitely. The government having so much jurisdiction over people's freedom. Shut down, they've basically made us an island prison. And this can't really happen in a democracy. In a democracy there should be inalienable rights, and by inalienable rights I mean rights that cannot be overridden by government interest, sectional interest, or any interest above all. The people have the freedom, the people have the power. And I think the march last Saturday, it's estimated 90-odd thousand people came along, was proof that it's not working.